Welcome everyone. I thought I would record an introductory video for you so that you could have a nice introduction to our course and take a look at it before you head off for spring break and have an idea of what is going to happen in the course. So I have here for you the syllabus, and you'll see that class is scheduled to meet Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 11:30 to 12:45, and we're going to be in room 2305. And then you'll notice that I have the word online, and I'll explain that as we get through it a little bit. So I'm going to send you this recording along with the attachments that we're going over, so don't worry about trying to read them as we just kind of scroll through. So basically what this course is about is exploring the concept of, well, starting with social justice, and then we're going to explore that in the local setting. So I'm not talking just about Madison, but then also global. So how do we think outside of the borders of the United States, and what are some of the major influences on social justice? So I need you to make sure you have your Stanhope and Lancaster book. There are several readings in here, but there are also readings that I have found or the course developers have found for you to read. I'm going to ask that you actually read those. I need you to contribute to the discussions when we have guest speakers, and or to online discussion forums or within your paper. We'll get into that a little bit more. So here's how you're going to be graded in the course. So as I mentioned, we have discussion forums. I've tied them to the different student learning outcomes in the course to give you an idea of what we're all going to cover and why you are actually having these discussion forums. The next thing that you will have is an intersectionality reflective practice paper, and I'll show you the rubric for that and we'll talk about it a little bit more. You also have a global health proposal or project that is a group of 4 people. And then there is in-class participation. I also describe with the rubric what that actually means and how you gain those points. We have 2 exams, a midterm and a final. These are not in ExamSoft. These are written exams. They are done at home. They are done on an individual basis, and you'll see those later on. So here's a description of our intersectionality reflective practice paper, and I want you to really key in on that word of reflective practice. I've given you the due date for these. You'll see the rubric, and you can read this on your own, and of course we'll talk about it in class. And you can see here it says should include readings throughout the course. Well, thus far in the course. Then you have your global health proposal. This is a group project. It's very detailed. The course developers did a wonderful job of laying out this project for you step by step, and I've worked on the rubric a little bit, and it is very thorough for you. You'll see that this is due here May 5th, 11:59, and then we're doing presentations in class on the 6th and 7th. And then your final exam is on the 8th, but again, that's a take-home exam. Now, in-class participation. This is engagement and participation. It's absolutely critical for you to engage in the class. I need you to come prepared to engage with our speakers. Now, I know there's been some challenges with having speakers come, and I've received feedback on those. I've incorporated that feedback into how our guest speakers have been prepared to come and talk to you, and also in what we're going to do in class. So, in preparation for our guest speakers, I've given each one of them the concept that we're focusing on for that particular day, and also the learning outcomes for that particular day. Then I'm hoping, and I'm also having conversations with them to prepare them of what my expectations are, and also I've given them what you have been assigned to review prior to coming to class, so they know what foundational pieces you've been given that I'm expecting you to complete prior to coming to class. And I said we have a couple of discussion forums and exams. Okay, so here's the schedule. I'm going to send this to you as an individual attachment tool, so you can use it however you want. So first week is spring break. Yay. Okay, we all need this. I'm with you. Take some time to just to refuel and refresh your batteries. I'm going to do that too. So our first class period, we're already having a 2 speakers come from Stream. You're going to find out what those are, and then through the readings of what Stream is. So along with the concept that we're going to talk about, I've also listed the exemplar when we have it already identified. So the exemplar, how am I exemplifying this? How are we applying social justice at this level? You're getting ready for graduation. This is a revisit. So we're talking about nations within nations. We move on to intersectionality. We have another guest speaker. We move on to global health, and we have Sarah Cook. She's coming from the Madison Public Health Department. She is an absolutely wonderful speaker. Then we're going to go talk about health as a human right, health determinants, social ecological model, and you'll see that we have more guest speakers here. This one's for health as a human right. The exemplar is going to be the Sustainable Development Goals. Those are in your Stanhope and Lancaster book, but also I have put into the weekly learning some additional things for you to go out and explore. We're going to be working on case studies in class. Now, you're going to notice that I have shaded in, filled in green for these 3 dates. During this day, we're doing an online discussion. Your intersectionality papers are due the day before, and so for the class period, you're going to do an online discussion. This one is the next day, nursing process. How we're going to exemplify that is to apply it to the community as client, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to introduce your global health project a little bit more, but this is going to be a discussion forum as well. Then you have your midterm exam. It's a take-home, okay? So you're going to know what it is back here on, I typically open class on the Friday before we actually start, just to give you that weekend to prepare and see what all is going to be coming up. So, but you have all the way until 11:59 on the 13th to get that midterm exam / paper uploaded. Going on, we're talking about partnership. Here's innate psychological needs. Dr. Diane Lawver is going to come and talk to us. I absolutely can't wait. She is a fabulous speaker. I am thrilled. Now, the 17th, you're going to have an online discussion as a follow-up to what Dr. Lawver is going to present in class that day. And again, it's green. Don't come to class. I'm not going to be there either. Okay, so then we move on. Here's some other ones. Now, moving down to April 29th. The concept is health education in diverse communities. This was a time that I was going to give you in class to work on your global health project. Okay, I listened to feedback that you had given that you really don't like having to come to campus and sit there and work as a group. You're adult learners. I'm going to honor that, and you can find the time to work together on your global health project, keeping in mind that it is due in about a week, okay? But I'm giving you that time then outside of class, okay? This is, of course, a video that we're going to watch in class, but I'm also giving you a video clip to watch outside of class. This, I've watched the video. It's incredible. Life-changing for me. So we'll leave it at that. The last speaker we have is Dr. Jessica Coburn. I don't know if you have had a chance to meet her or not. She's one of our faculty. But she's going to come talk to us about Badger Partners. And this is an organization that I was made aware of about a year ago and is really incredible. So it's going to be talking about health policy and then migrant health issues. Okay, so on the last 2 formal days of class, the groups of 4 are going to be doing their presentations on the Global Health Project. And then on, again, here we have a green shaded. That is time I'm giving you to complete your final exam. And again, that's a paper. And it's due by Friday before graduation day. So, okay, but you have all week to work. I just need you to turn it in by then. So this is all the other stuff that goes into a syllabus. Okay, here's your intersectionality reflection paper. I want you to notice that it's only 5 to 7 pages long, including a cover page and a reference page. So it's not a huge, long deal. It's more that, and I mentioned before, that notice the word reflection. So it talks, the paper is really broken down into section 1, 2, and 3, and it talks about what is included in each of those sections. I would like you to use a separate section heading for each of these. Okay, make sure you use APA guidelines. By now, that should be second nature to you. So just make sure you remember how to put in your level headings. And if not, go out to Purdue OWL and other whatever resources you found. Okay, so here's section 1. This is reflection before action. So what would you do before an intersectionality event happens? This is the reflection in action, thinking in the moment of action, using self-awareness. Reflection on action. Okay, the event has already happened, you're reflecting back. If you work through each of these questions and you just answer them, it's going to work out just fine. The first paragraph on your paper, though, is a description of the experience. I wasn't there, so as I'm reading your paper, I need to understand where did this occur, who was present, what were the people whose presence, what were their roles, what happened just before and just after. It's likely that that's going to be important for me to know. So here's the rubric. Work your way down. Here are my expectations for APA. Okay, title page, all that. All right, and then the total points could be, that earning would be 100. Okay, here's your big project, the Global Health Proposal. So I've highlighted, bolded this, describe a global health or social issue in a selected country or region, and to propose a plan to improve related health outcomes, working in partnership with a group of stakeholders. Okay, so what does all of that mean? It's going to become clear to you as you read the items that I put into the course for you, and we talk and we listen to our presenters and things. This will become more clear. So you're going to develop groups of 4. I'm not going to assign you to groups. You're going to figure that out yourself. You guys have done a wonderful job of doing that already. So just need to tell me so I can set up those groups within Canvas, okay? So read through this rubric. It's going to be made available to you. And here is the, I'm sorry, you're getting dizzy going down, but here's the rubric. It's very clear. Please just follow it. I want everyone to get the most points that they possibly can. Okay. Okay, so in the last few seconds I have available, I wanted to show you what our course is going to look like. This might look a little bit different than what you've seen before, but this is the way that I have found it simple to follow for students. So, and when you open up the week 2, day 1, you'll see that I have put a connection piece in here for you. So this is something that I want you to take a look at, pay attention to. Sometimes there's a video. I want you to go and watch the video, okay? Because it's bringing you into where my thinking is about what we're going to do. You'll also see that there's short videos, and I do expect that you're going to watch these, please. I want you to be well prepared and enjoy this class. All right, thanks.